Hey there, Regina Anley here, and it is time for the AI Spotlight. I just had to shut the music off there. This week, we're talking about AI for client attraction. Now, the first thing I want to say is I have a lot of folks who I work with who are well into AI, and meaning they're doing a lot of different things with it, and they're playing around with different tools, creating videos, and creating avatars and all of this stuff, which is all great. I just want to suggest to you, when it comes to client attraction, to get back to basics. Because when we talk about your content marketing, we're talking about reaching those people that are the people who don't know you yet. And this might be their first ever impression of you, is whatever it is that they read that you put out there. And for many of us, that whole idea of coming up with a lot of content can be overwhelming. You could be waking up thinking, I don't even know what I'm posting today. I don't know what I'm doing. You just find that it gets a bit crazy when you have to think of new stuff. But here's the thing. You don't need more content. You don't need new ideas every day. You just need one clear message and an easy way to share it. So here's what we're going to do today. We're actually going to pop into, let me get my screen shared here. We are going to pop into, I'm going to share the entire screen because we're going to try it a couple different ways. So up here I have my ChatGPT screen. Yes, I love my ChatGPT. And with the way things are going right now, there are some other tools that are kind of doing a little bit better than ChatGPT right now. I'm just going to ChatGPT because my ChatGPT works very well with me. For some people, they're finding that over time, it's not working quite as well. There's reasons for that. That's another story for another day. Mine, I have trained very well, and I keep it trained well, so it knows me very well. And so we're going to start here. And, it's all about starting with one core message. And the core message isn't necessarily something you want to teach them. It's a problem that they're having. It's something that they're repeating over and over and over again. If you go out into Facebook groups that have your niche and you just scroll down the posts, you'll see the same questions being asked over and over and over again. There's a gold mine of content out in those groups. All you need to do is, if those are your ideal clients and you say, I can help them with that problem, perfect set of content for you. Another way to do it is, if you have existing clients, what is one thing that your clients are constantly asking you about? So today, I'm going to use one of mine. And one of mine is, where do I find my ideal client on social media? So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and to create some content, easy, simple, that attracts those clients, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to speak into it. So I'm going to tell it, I'm going to hit the microphone and dictate and tell it exactly what I'm looking for. Now, here's the thing. Dictate is so much better than typing in, because when you type in, you don't necessarily type everything that's in your head. When you speak it, everything comes out the way it comes out, and it takes it all in, and it's actually better. Sometimes more information for these AI tools is better. So I'm going to speak it in. Hey, I'm trying to create a bunch of different content for my ideal client group that is coaches and consultants looking to attract more clients. And one of the questions that I get all of the time from my clients is, where do I actually go to find my ideal client? So this is what I want to create content with. I want to start with creating ideas for social media posts. Please give me 5 different ideas on this topic for social media posts. Now, it took that, and there you go. And it's just as I said it. And I'm just going to hit enter here. Actually, before I do it, I'm going to hit copy. You'll see why in a minute. Now, because my ChatGPT knows me pretty well, yeah, love this topic. Of course, ChatGPT loves this topic. They love everything you do, right? Unless you tell it to be real. Your ideal client isn't hiding post. Core idea. Your clients aren't hard to find. They're already hanging out online every day. Talk about how people don't disappear when they need help. They scroll, comment, watch, and join groups. Great. Prompt you can use in this post. Your ideal client is already raising their hand. You just need to notice where they are. Fabulous. That's exactly what I would ask, right? It knows me, so mine's coming up with stuff that would actually come out of my brain. It's kind of scary sometimes. So most coaches stop chasing, start noticing post, where I found my best clients, borrowed rooms post, the question that changes everything post. If your ideal client had a problem today, where would they go for help? That's a cool one, right? So I'm going to say, let's use number 5 and create a post for Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I really like number 5. Let's create a post for Facebook, a post for LinkedIn, and a post for Instagram. They should all be a little bit different and meet the requirements for their specific platforms. So there you go. I gave it that. And now what, in like 3 minutes, 5 minutes here? Question for you. If your ideal client woke up today with their biggest problem, where would they go first for help? Not to buy, not to book a call, just to figure things out. Think about it. Google, Facebook, asking a friend. This one question can save you a ton of time and frustration, because once you know where they already go, you stop guessing where you should show up. I love that post. I might use that post. It is fabulous. Now, LinkedIn, I want you to notice this. It changed it up a little bit because LinkedIn has a little bit of a different format, right? So here it is. And I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but if your ideal client had a problem today, where would they go for help? Before they hire, before they message you, before they even know what solution they need. So it goes through the LinkedIn version of this. Now on Instagram, it starts out with the line, quick mindset shift. Before your client hires you, where do they already go looking for help? The real question, where do they go first? Again, I love these. Now, it can turn it into a carousel, a story sequence. I'm not going to do all of those, but yes, that's how simple this is. Now, if I say, this information is great, I'm going to use these posts. But now, maybe I want to create a blog. Here's the reality. The reality is that your ideal clients, the people watching you, they need to hear the same thing from you over and over and over again before it actually sinks in. Why? Because there's way too much stuff going on in our heads. when you think about all of the stuff that is going on in our heads at any particular time, you read something and pretty much guaranteed, unless it really struck a chord, 5 minutes later, you don't even remember what it was. So they need to hear it over and over and over again. So you keep the same core message. And I can say, I'd like to keep this core message, the theme, for an entire week. Can you create 5 different Facebook posts that will work for the entire week? The first one is the one that's here. If you can create 4 more to go with it, that would be great. And if you noticed, I talked to ChatGPT just like I'm talking to a VA. I would say, hey, you already got this one here. Can you do me a favor and create 4 more? So, and that's what it said. And so it's now going to say, okay, let's do that all on this theme. So the kickoff post, your original one, and then quick question for you. Mistake most coaches make. Here's where a lot of coaches get stuck. They ask, where should I be posting? So now it flipped it around. Instead of saying, where's your client going? It's saying, hey, coach, that's their biggest problem. Where should I be posting? Most people don't wake up to hire a coach. First, they Google the problem, read the posts. These are great. One place is enough. Truth bomb. I'm not a big fan of the truth bomb kind of thing. So that's just not me. That one I would probably rewrite at least the first part. But I like the rest of it so far. You don't need to be everywhere to attract clients. Most successful coaches find their people in one main platform. This is actually what I teach. So it knows me, it knows what I teach. And this is exactly what I would be telling people. You can create this. So simple. So now I have 5 posts right here, all ready to go on that theme. So the idea of where do I find my ideal client and where do they hang out? It's being ingrained, not because I'm repeating the same exact thing over and over again, but I'm changing it up a little. And AI is actually helping me do that. So now maybe I say, you know what? I actually want to create an email for this week on that. So let's try that. This is all great. I would like to create one email to go out this week. It's a value-based email. So it should have a lot of good information, including some kind of an action step that they could take just by reading the email based on this topic. And off we go. And with a sip of tea, look at that. Let me ask you a simple question. If your ideal client woke up today with their biggest problem, where they go first for help? The better question is, where does my ideal client already go when they're stuck? Here's a simple action you could take right now. Grab a piece of paper, answer these 3 questions. This is great. This is a fabulous email for exactly that topic. So it will create that. Now you can go in and say, you know what? This looks so good. I think I want to create a blog. So I'm just going to say, this looks great. I can work with this. Let's create a blog next for our blog post for this week. And let's just make sure it's clear, it's easy to read, it's skimmable. Let's just say put it in medium format. What is medium format? If you've ever gone out to Medium, there's a website, medium.com. And people go out there, and I actually have a Medium account. I just don't post out there. You can go out there and you can actually post stuff out there. But there's a specific format, and the format is very easy to read. So let's see what it comes up with. So again, we give it a second. He's thinking about it, or my computer's thinking about it. And while he's thinking about it for time, we'll let him think there for a sec. We're going to go over to Claude because, like I said, I use ChatGPT because ChatGPT knows me really well. But you might use Claude. You might use Manus. You might use Jasper. You might use Gemini. Whatever your favorite tool is, you can do this in. And sometimes I will pit them against each other, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I copied that. I copied what I said in ChatGPT. And in Claude, just as an FYI, and I can't remember what the keystroke is on an Apple, but if you hit I believe it is the Microsoft key and the H key on a PC, look at this, your system microphone comes up. So even though Claude didn't have a little microphone there, you can actually use the microphone that's right there. Whoop, we don't want it to actually record that. It started recording that. All right, so I'm going to ask Claude the same thing. And let's see what Claude comes up with. And he's contemplating, so let's go over here. And we have the one question that makes client attraction easier. If you're a coach or a consultant trying to attract more clients, chances are you've asked this question before. Where should I be posting? Start with this question instead. If your ideal client woke up today, with their biggest problem, where would they go first for help? Fabulous. I love that. And see how it's structured with the bullet points and the sections? That is the skimmable, easy read. So that's how easy it is to create content to attract your clients. Just remember, you need to hit them up with the same topic over and over. You can't just bounce from topic to topic to topic because that confuses them. It's exactly why I have a theme of the week. The theme of the week is so the same thing is repeated in different manners over and over again. So by the end of the week, you have a clear idea. Now, see, here's how Claude gave it to us. So let's see. They're already in your phone post. Okay. That's a great idea. That's something that ChatGPT didn't come out with. I love that one. Stop posting into the void. The difference between broadcasting content everywhere versus actually hanging out where their dream clients are. So it came up with different stuff. And you can take this stuff, you can go back and forth. If you're like, wow, this sounds great, but I'm not sure Claude's going to write it the way I want it in my voice. So I'm going to take this idea and I'm going to bring it over into ChatGPT and I'm going to have ChatGPT write it because ChatGPT knows my voice. So there's all kinds of things you can do and this is so simple. And this is how you keep it simple. Super simple, easy way to create content that will actually attract your ideal clients to you. So this week, if you get a chance, just go in and whatever that one question is, whatever the biggest mistake your clients are always making, whatever that biggest question is, whatever the biggest pain point is, that's the starting point. You have one core theme for the starting point, and then let your tools, your AI tools, go help you craft the content faster, easier, and possibly maybe even better than you might come up with on your own. I mean, unless you're a content writer and this is what you do and you have brilliant ideas that come to your brain for writing stuff out. I am not one of those people. I write a whole bunch of stuff and I write all my stuff from scratch. And then I go put it into AI and I say, please make this sound better. Because I know how I write. I'm a very logical brain. It comes across very technical and bland. So AI helps me add some life to my content. So use AI to your advantage for attracting your ideal client this week. That's what I've got for you this week. We will see you next time on the AI Spotlight. Bye for now.